Right around season 2 of The Mandalorian, we started to hear all sorts of rumors that Disney had a different idea for the future. One of these being to replace the Mandalorian, who's played by Pedro Pascal, with a female Mandalorian, specifically Bo-Katan. Now, Katee Sackhoff, who plays the character, addresses the whole situation. So the title The Mandalorian doesn't necessarily just apply to him. Yes, it's used to describe him as the, main character in the show, but obviously there's tons of other Mandalorians, and then they got their own names. So a lot of people speculated after rumors started to swirl that there was bad blood between Pedro and Disney, and that they were going to pivot hard. And this sort of gained a lot of traction with the last season of Mandalorian, because Bo-Katan got a bigger role. So recently, the actress was asked about all of these specifics and whether it's true that she's going to be like the new face of the franchise. And she point blank says no. She knows that there's always a lot of speculation, and when things look like they're going one way, that people obviously take that as a definitive, well, that's the thing. She says that's not the point here. There's a lot of love for this character, for both characters in the franchise, and that they stand on their own. The stories that they're telling are obviously related to these specific characters in the time and moment that they're at. So them playing around with ideas and plot lines that have her involved is just natural course for the story. And she said that if you look at the story that they were telling, the story that involved Bo specifically needed to be there with Din Djarin, aka the Mandalorian, because of the progression of the story, what it called for Mandalore, and her position. So fans shouldn't really be looking at this as she's taking over. She's aiding his story and journey, and it's always going to be his story and his journey. So honestly, I think it's exactly what many people thought. She just needed to be in the story. She's a character that absolutely is loved by Dave Filoni, and they saw a natural course for the story to progress and bring in some older characters, and that's what they did. So we'll see exactly what happens next, but overall, I don't mind that she's co-starring in it and having a bigger role, because it's just expanding the size and scope of the world and taking us to different corners that we haven't seen before in live action, which to me is always welcome.